Hey guys, Danny Johnson here. Today we'll be putting these Bilstein rear shock absorbers onto this 2000 Chevy Silverado. So the first thing we're going to do is come under here and we're going to lift the truck up into the air and put the back of it on jack stands just so that the tires are just barely off the ground. Okay, so I just lifted on the frame there and then put the jack stand next to it. Alright, now you can put down some cardboard. And it's good to hit these with some penetrating oil. Let them soak for a minute. And if you want to do this the day before, it'd really help if the car's going to sit. Then you're going to come up here and hit that top bolt as well with the penetrating oil. So I apologize if you can't see that well, but I just got that top bolt and that with some penetrating oil as well. And just make sure you're wearing safety glasses. Okay guys, whichever side you're working on, please just be very safe. Put another jack stand like this underneath that part where the axle tube goes in, because as you take the struts out, not only is the strut itself going to pop out and could extend more than you were thinking downward, but the whole axle will also fall down, you know, because the strut is holding it up. So just remember that. Don't get underneath it. Make sure you're never underneath that part of it where the jack's pushing up on right now. Just remember that this axle has a pretty long range that it can be extended, so you don't want to be under it at any times as you're taking these struts off. So just remember, as you take the struts out, this whole side can drop down. Alright, now with the 13/16 or 22 millimeter, put one socket on one side of the bolt and then the other on the other side, because it'll spin as soon as you start trying to loosen it. Then just break these loose by turning counterclockwise. As you turn these counterclockwise, they'll be going in opposite directions and you'll be able to break these loose. Now before you take them out all the way, go ahead and move to the top one and do the same thing. Okay, so that bolt's, the nut's gone on the other side and that bolt's being pulled out halfway right now. So we'll go ahead and pull this one out down here, and then we'll just pull the bolts out and lower the old shock absorber out. Okay, so this one's pretty much out. We just took the bolt off. And sometimes you have to give it just a little bit of a whack with the back side of the hammer and just pull the bolt out. So once again, we did the same thing up top. Up top, we have the nut off already. So now all I have to do is pull the bolt out of the top, like so. And now we can just lower the bad shock absorber out of here. Sometimes they get a little stubborn, but just lower the old one out. Okay, so here's our new shock absorber. And we're basically just lifting it right back in where the old one came out. Go ahead and wiggle it into the top mount first. And put the bolt through. Now on the nut portion, we're going to put some Loctite, but we'll just put the bolt through now to hold it in place. I'll take our other one down here, and you may have to compress that shock absorber up a little bit. It's not too hard to do. Alright, so now that both of those are in, I'm going to take a little Loctite, put a little bit of Loctite inside of that. Now we're just putting it on here, and we'll just tighten these down, both the top and the bottom. There's the bottom one. So looking up in here, doing the same thing. Got two sockets on here, and we're just tightening it, turning them opposite directions. Alright, now just come back down to the bottom after the top's good and tight. And then just double check it here that it's tight as well. Don't have to shear any bolts here, just make sure that it's good and tight. And just move to the other side, then you're done. Didn't even have to take the wheels off.